Happy Friday afternoon, everyone. I'm King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon. We've made it to the end of the work week, plus we've made it to the end of our dry streak. We're finally getting some decent rain here across western Washington, and more on the way this afternoon, tonight, and into the early half of Saturday. I think most of it is out of the way, but we'll go over those details plus the complete forecast for the weekend and have a look at the heat that's going to be around for Monday, which is briefly lived because following that, we got more of the June gloom that's going to be around heading on into Tuesday all the way into the end of next work week, meaning more clouds in the morning and fog, and then the afternoon brings more sunshine along with those temperatures that are going to be much closer to those seasonal averages. Before we get into all of that, however, I wanted to go over this little nugget right here, and that is that the Climate Prediction Center has now officially said that we are in an El Nino, and they have issued an El Nino advisory. So let's take a look at the map right here. You can see this is looking out over the Pacific Ocean, and in particular down there closer to the equator, you can see around South America, you have those orange colors showing up, and that is where our sea surface temperatures are actually warmer than normal, and we have crossed that threshold of 0.5 degrees Celsius. We are starting to warm above that where it should normally be. So with that being the case, yes, officially in a weak El Nino, but with that, we do expect that conditions could be warmer than normal here as we head on into the end of the year and heading on into the winter months. Plus, it could be drier than normal as well. Now, of course, those are not givens, but those are just typically the trends that we see when it comes to El Nino. So here is a little more information for you. Currently, yes, in a weak El Nino, we do have a 56% chance of this being a strong El Nino. It looks like forecasts are really leaning towards that being a possibility, and then an even stronger chance of us having a moderate El Nino, which is an 84% chance. Again, this does favor, but does not guarantee that conditions will be warmer than normal, possibly even drier than normal as we head on into the end of the year, and more particularly there, we're talking about November through January. Okay, let's take a look at the headlines for the weekend. We expect to see more of those areas of clouds and possibly some more drizzle late into tomorrow morning, and then things start to clear out as we go on into tomorrow afternoon. Sunnier and warmer as we go throughout the days of Sunday and Monday. And then here comes that June gloom later on into next week. Got a lot of clouds out there right now. A live look over Seattle from our Queen Anne camera. Gloomy, not quite as wet though as what it was earlier into the morning. Still got some light showers up here around Everett. Looking live there at Payne Field, and you can definitely tell the rain still here for us in Westport as of about the 1:30, 2 o'clock hour here, with a little wave action happening right there. But thankfully we got the moisture, and that's going to be helping out with some of that dry soil we've been dealing with. Really gloomy looking live up into the mountains there, Paradise, and on the eastern side of the state too, Sun Mountain Lodge and Winthrop looking rather gloomy. Now, something we really haven't been dealing with a whole lot, but the rain is going to be helping out a little bit with the small chances of smoke that we've been having in our area. And you can see wildfire smoke definitely a lot more dense and thick. As you can see, a lot of those oranges and reds showing up across the eastern side of the country, Ohio into New York and Virginia, Pennsylvania, all of that with some widespread fires that they're having up into Quebec and in Ontario. All of that smoke funneling down into those areas, while for us over this way, we did have a couple of fires and still have some small fires around parts of Vancouver Island and southern parts of British Columbia. That's where you can see some of that smoke still kind of fanning off of those fires right there. But the rain definitely going to help out with that, and our air quality not going to be impacted by that either here as we head into the forecast for tomorrow, for Saturday. Temperatures much more chilly this afternoon, only seeing a lot of 50s, and a lot of spots probably won't get out of the 50s this afternoon, due in part because of all the cloud coverage that we have in place, and that's a big change from yesterday. Yesterday we saw a big cool down, so this is phase 2 of the cool down as we go from more of the 60s and 70s back down into the 50s and low 60s for highs here later this afternoon. As far as your current numbers, here we are, mid 50s in Bellingham, 57 in Renton, and sitting at 56 in Forks, and again, that's closer to about the 2 p.m. hour here. We'll get up to around maybe 60 degrees later on into the day. Most of the steady rain on out of here, but sprinkles, few patchy areas of drizzle still definitely within the realm of possibility. So you can see that system is spinning, and it's helping to bring in a lot of shower activity here across parts of the Pacific Northwest. Most of it right now, as far as the steadier showers, are out there along the coast and across more of the north coast too. Up there around parts of Clallam County, the tip of the Olympic Peninsula, we actually have moderate drought in place right now from yesterday's drought monitor, which was just released. So that rain going to be of a very, very beneficial thing for us there. Plus, you're noticing some of that rain rain that we have up into Vancouver Island, where they also are dealing with some fires up into those parts. Zooming into some of that rain activity, you can see steady rain near Nia Bay, Forks, Quileute, Port Angeles. Also seeing some of those showers just beginning to head west of you, and seeing some lighter shower activity, but still pretty steady up here around Everett and moving up I-5 all the way up towards the Canadian border. Rain so far here into the day has generally been farther to the south. We've been near and south of Seattle, where we've seen at least 1/10 of an inch or more, getting closer to 1/2 inch so far. Again, we still got more rain to come here as we go throughout the day. Lesser amounts farther north, but we'll see a bit more as we head on into this evening. You can see by 8 p.m. tonight, we start to see some of those showers come back around, and that will move through across more of the San Juan Islands, Skagit, and Whatcom County. Then once we get past that and into early Saturday, your chances are going to be more hit or miss and pretty light in nature too. Still going to be around even into the early afternoon before that starts to clear out, and we'll see some late evening sunshine before we head into the night and see clear skies on the way. And it looks like clearer skies ahead for your Sunday and also for your Monday. So additional rain to come. Higher amounts will be farther north with that next batch coming through, about 1/3 of an inch possibly around there in Bellingham, just over that in Friday Harbor, and getting closer to about 1/10 of an inch south of there until you get closer to Tacoma, where we're going to see little of anything here for the rest of today. Temperatures, they spike. By Sunday, we're at 76. Monday, that's the hot day, 82. And then they come right back down afterwards, Tuesday and Wednesday, into the mid and lower 70s. Today's forecast, kind of rainy, but again, mostly light rain up this way across parts of northern interior and across our island communities. Going to be moderate in times, but we do see a lot of the rain now beginning to head out of here too in parts like Seattle and Linwood, Redmond. Highs right around the upper 50s to low 60s, and seeing more 50s farther south around Federal Way, Gig Harbor, and in Shelton, where we've seen the majority of the rain here throughout the day, and expect more of that out along the coast as well. Forecast as we head on into the next 7, we'll call for 60s again tomorrow, but once we get those clouds out of here, we're talking more sunshine helping us back into the 70s at least beyond that point. Sunday all the way through next Thursday, and you can see the kind of persistent and repetitive forecast that we have in store for you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, possibly even into next Friday too, with the morning clouds and the afternoon sunshine. That's the June gloom I was telling you about. That's going to be in place where you're going to have to take some time as you're getting out into your morning, and you might have to encounter one of those patchy areas of fog, but by the afternoon it clears out and it's beautiful into your afternoon hours. All right, everyone, take care. Have a fantastic Friday, wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.